And it's that time again, folks. Aye, we're back. I mean, you wait like 2 months for a video and then you get two in like the space of a couple of days. Come on, does it get any better than that? No, it doesn't. Know what I mean? I'm talking quality here. I'm talking yellow glove action. Right. So what we're going to do, the chicken curry's been scoffed. It's been enjoyed by many. Well, at least 3 folk, should I say. There's a wee bit left, a wee bit of chicken left, a wee bit of sauce left. Oh, a wee bit of glove farting material there. So I've decided that I'm going to go for a leftover pizza. Huh? Chicken leftover pizza, come on. And we're also going to make some homemade waffle chips. Don't know if they're going to be any good, but we're going to make them anyway. Right. So there we go, I've got some yeast. And there I've got some just running the mill strong white bread flour. Can you see that down there? Strong white bread flour. Nothing special. We've got a wee bit of curry sauce for our curry. Bit of chicken that was left over, chopped up from the curry. Wee bit of Scottish cheddar. Scottish mature cheddar. Basically the best cheese you can get. Tiny wee bit of semolina that I've got left. That shadow's doing my heat in. Tiny wee bit of semolina. Hopefully we'll get away with it. We've got some wee crispy onions that we'll maybe scatter on the top. Wee bit of kasuri methi that we'll also maybe scatter on top. There's mozzarella somewhere, I'll find that at some point. But aye, that's what we're going to be doing. Anything else to mention? I don't think there's anything else to mention, no. I think I've covered all bases, right? Let's get on with this. I'm going to move all this out the road, folks. I'm going to move all this. So everybody's having a absolutely gorgeous Wednesday. Thursday morning, well, it's what, midnight? I think it's like about midnight here. Maybe 11:30. Right, so in there we've just got our ordinary strong white bread flour. We've got a wee bit of salt, a wee bit of sugar. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add the yeast. I'm not going to be putting the yeast in water and sugar or honey, any of that caper. I'm showing you how to make a simple, absolutely banging home pizza where you don't need any gadgets, no nonsense, right? You definitely don't need 5 stand mixers to make this, or 4 pizza ovens, right? That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say to that matter, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to just pour our yeast in. Just going to get a wee shifty about to make sure the sugar and the salt's combined. But if you feel the need to bloom your yeast in hot water or cold water or whatever first, go for it. But we've moved on since the 1920s. I think yeast's improved since those days, so I don't really worry. So in we go, in with our yeast, right? No bother, job done. It's a canter. Right, there you go, we'll just combine with yeast. There's folks saying, no, you've just killed your yeast there. Surely you can't add yeast to flour when there's salt in there. You've just ruined it, big man, you've just ruined it all. Shut up. See the amount of nonsense you hear on YouTube, man? The amount of absolute garbage. That's a yellow gloves talking, by the way, that isn't my voice. It's all yellow glove action. Right, we're going to get in with a bit of oil. There's no virgin olive oil on go, so we're just going in with the old vegetable. There you go, a couple of tablespoons. Wallop, right? And then we're going to get in with our water. There's our water. It's like that, mug here. That's exactly what we're dealing with. That's what you're dealing with here, folks. Always. Always. You almost had me, big chap, a while ago when you caught me Mr. Know-It-All. It's actually that. There we go. Oh, I've got to love it. Right, so what I'm going to do now, we're going to get into the back of a spoon. There you go, a spoon. Don't even need to order this. I'm going to guess everybody's got one of these in their drawer, or in their cupboard, or whatever, in their sink. Right, and we're just going to mixy, combiney. You know what I mean? Some folk like, just, I don't know, I'm actually going to just give up talking about this certain person, because what this person actually needs to do is to get his boy to find out the nearest car boot sale or flea market or whatever, fill the motor, get a van and take everything. 90% of that stuff that this person buys. But I seen him with some mad plastic bag bucket thing that he couldn't even figure out how to work the lid. You know what I mean? Absolutely insane, man. I don't know what the guy's up to. Maybe it's all a mad master plan. But only he knows. Only this guy knows. Right, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another wee tiny bit of water. Just a wee touch. Just to gather this wee bit down here. This wee bit of flour. And that's coming, see, once it starts to come together into a ball, they're pretty much sorted. Just try and get all the wee bits that's side of the bowl. Right, there we go. That took what? Don't know, maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 2 minutes. Crazy stuff. Oh, a bit of glove fart there. Crazy stuff. So that took me like 3 minutes. I didn't need to order 5 stand mixers. So let's see what we can do here. All I'm going to say is this guy must be creating the best bread. And this guy's Australian, by the way. He's not really Australian. He's a UK guy that's buggered off to Australia. But his loaves must be next level. I'm expecting extreme greatness for everything he makes. Extreme greatness. Because if you've got like 5 stand mixers that are pretty much industrial, then you've got to be creating some serious stuff. Because if you're not, you're going to get pelters. It's that simple. You're going to get absolute pelters. And I think you expect it, and I think anybody else would agree that that's deserved. That's totally deserved. Just dipped my glove in a wee bit of flour there and I'm just working my way in the bowl. Just to pick up any real loose ends. Right. It's quite a wet, it's not a soaking wet dough, but it's quite a high hydration dough. You can see it's like me need it. It's no sticking all over the place. So I'm not going to add any more flour. I'm going to try and not add any more flour. Right. So now we're going to go with the crazy bit, where you have to actually knead it for like 10 minutes. You need to use your hands for like 10 minutes. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's folk out there that could put their hands to better use for 10 minutes. See, Sarge? I mean, not the bold Sarge could be doing his hands for 10 minutes. But there we'll go there. Right. tiny wee need. So I'm actually going to go in with another wee toty bit of flour. A wee toty bit. No measurement out of it. A wee toty bit of flour. That's not even a tablespoon, that's like maybe a teaspoon of flour in there. Again, get all your wee bits sort of stuck to the side. We're on a work surface. No for the crazy, scary bit where you need to kind of play about with it for 10 minutes. Right folks, just going to stretch it, pull it. Don't worry if it sticks to you, stretch it, pull it, stretch it, pull it. Of course, if your dough's really wet, you can go in for all the slap and fold. You can go in for all that. Just let it gravity take place. Slap, fold. You can do all that if you want. There's all sorts of craziness, all sorts of crazy techniques out there. But kind of old school. I just need it like a normal person that doesn't have 5 stand mixers, or doesn't need 5 stand mixers, sorry. Because what, at the end of the day, if you need 5 industrial stand mixers to make a wee bit of dough, it's problems, extreme problems. But knock yourself out. Knock yourself out, my dude. I'm just dipping my hand in a wee bit of flour there, folks. Just a wee toty bit sticky. It's not too bad. See, I'm just really giving this really a rough time it. Stretching it, pulling it, stretching it. Pulling, stretching, pulling. You can even just use the one hand if you want. Bits of flour, and that feels nice. Oh, here's the dough giving it a wee bit of a fart there. It wasn't even the gloves this time, it was the dough. And your gloves a wee wipe, a wee rub. So I hope everybody's having a good one. And you can maybe, or use folk that are sleepy land, you can watch this tomorrow and totally enjoy it and totally have a rare time. There you go, you can see I'm just bloody gone mental with this. Right, so I'm going to just start reading it like an actual cool person. Oh, sorry there. I moved you off back. Shadow's really annoying, isn't it? But annoying, so maybe do that. Is that better? You can feel the dough becoming more elastic, so you don't get to feel any of that. There's no any of that feeling. If you're just dumping everything into a machine, you don't get any of the feeling. So you've already lost the battle. Not that there was a battle, but you've already kind of lost. Why bother? You've got to do everything in the machine, just get it out a takeaway, order a pizza. Order a pizza, get all the pizza ovens down to the car boot sale. Get at least 5 of the stand mixers down to the car boot sale, keep one. See, I'm kind of holding on to the bottom there. That's how you make dough. That's how you make dough, folks. It ain't rocket science. Don't need to spend all sorts of money on stupid machines that nobody needs. Unless you're making 500 loaves, 1,000 loaves. If you're making loaves for the whole of Australia, or the whole of Sydney, fair dues. Fair dues, but if you're making loaves for you, why do you even want all that garbage? Craziness. Absolute craziness. But look, hey, all yous out there that watch me, I've got umpteen stand mixers and that's what yous are into. Yous are into ruining lives and being class on it's a bad name. I say go for it. As long as you're enjoying yourself. As long as you're enjoying yourself. Let the old jailer gloves of sheer arrogance and dog's bollockness enjoy themselves, because they always enjoy themselves, believe me. Imagine if you didn't have 10 minutes to do this. Especially when you're about 90 and you're doing a mad tippy toe thing as if you're a sergeant major in the army. Imagine. Oh dear God above, man. Right, we're just still reading away, folks. But I can feel it, we're getting there. Actually going to slow down a wee bit. Nice wee gentle. All I'm going to say is, I'm expecting to see some next level pizza action. Some serious next level stuff. For a certain person. That person won't be watching this video 100%. Even though he can say what he wants to me, I'm going to block his comments. Nah, but there we go. One of the most true sayings of all time is, there's nothing as queer as folk. And it's really true. Right folks, believe it or not, you can't actually overwork though. Another thing that a machine, kinda, I don't think I'll know. But you definitely know because you feel it. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely lovely. Right, getting there. I'm going to get a couple more turns and we'll see how tight the skin is. We'll see how tight it forms. Right. That's looking good. So I'm just, as you've got your door there, I'm just turning it, pulling it towards me, slowly. Pull it towards me, slowly. Pull it towards me, slowly. And that's tightening up and stretching the glutens and getting you a lovely dough ball. An absolutely perfect dough ball. Right folks, there you go. That's all she wrote. Right, but we're going to do now, our bowl. We've got our chiller cap. We're going to oil the bowl. A wee bit too much oil there, but just spread it in the whole bowl. That's actually too much. I'm going to some of that down the bin. 2 seconds, people. Right, that's better. That's most of that pulled out. So then just get your absolutely gorgeous ball of dough that you've hand kneaded, so you already feel an affinity with that dough. You're joined to that dough. Know what I mean? Look, you glove fart there, and then into your bowl. Spin it. Spin it. And that's you. That's us, folks. Your hands a wee wash. Right, that's the handy's had a wee clean. Got to keep the old yellow gloves of amazement on spick and span condition. Right, so there you go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get our sugar cap on, and we're going to sit that in a warm room for about an hour. And that's in cold ass Scotland. If I can prove a bit of dough in an hour, anybody can. Right folks, get back to these. Right, so our dough has had about an hour and 20 minutes basically. Take a bit longer, an hour and 20 minutes. I stuck 2 bars of the fire on. Had a couple of ciders, so time has passed. But as you can see, we've got wee balls there, so we're sorted, I think. So we'll take the old top off. There you go. Look at that, lovely. Lovely. Lovely bit of dough. What we're going to do now is we're just going to tip this out. There we go. I'm going to grab my pizza cutter. I'm going to grab my pizza cutter. Can you still see me? And I'm just going to judge it. I'm just going to slice it into 4. I can run the back there. That one looks a lot bigger, but they two look quite thick, so we'll see. Doesn't bother me, to be honest. Right. That's what we're going to do now, is we're going to pick that up, and we're going to tuck it in, right? We're not knocking it out, we're not making a loaf. We're going to tuck that in. Just pinch it as if we're making a balloon, because that's kind of what we're doing. We're trapping more of that air in. And then we're going to roll. Just make a wee claw. Get a wee kind of squeeze at the same time. Oh, we're getting a wee bit of fartage action. I think the gloves are farting. Could be the dough, but I think it's the gloves. There you go, Lovely bit of pizza though. Absolutely top notch. Right, so what I do is, I'm not going to use all these, I'm going to use one and I'll freeze the rest. So just take a freezer bag, and so I've usually got olive oil to do this. Just use any oil, use any oil you've got. A wee bit of oil in the bag, just a wee touch, and then get your pizza dough ball and keep it at the bottom. You want the bottom of your dough ball to be at the bottom of the pizza at all times, so you want it to end up with the final pizza with that same bottom at the end, if you know what I mean, when your pizza's ready. So just get a wee twist, a wee fold, and just stick that in the freezer. Perfect. Right, so I'm going to do the rest of that and I'll get back to you when I'm down to that last one. Right, that's my last bit of dough as well. Other bits they'll be going in the freezer. Right, so we'll just tuck them in. See how lovely and smooth that is. Well, you can see how smooth it is. But aye, what wee thing comes to mind. This is about Mr. Down Under knife grinder. Stand mixer guy. Right, that's that. So what I'm going to do with that now, we're going to go back in the bowl. Back in the bowl, get a wee twist about. Give my hand a wee wipe. So one thing I'm going to say about Mr. Red, in fact this is actually about, it's not about Mr. It's about Mr. Red's channel. But aye, Alan's Kitchen to Garden or whatever he's called. One minute he's all here, Mr. Red Letter Rash, asking him about knives, where he gets his knives, and going to hook me up with the same website as where you get your knives or whatever, some knife caper. But always in his comments anyway, or in his comments quite a lot. But then all of a sudden, Alan seems to just have buggered off and left Tracy. Well, because me and the two tiers, we're not allowed to comment anymore. So it's all left up to Tracy. Poor Tracy, it's all left up to her now. It's all on her, Mr. Red. It's all on Tracy, think about that. Probably don't even think about that. So aye, where's Alan? Where's Alan buggered off to? So Alan, you get your arse back to Mr. Red's comments and start bloody watching his videos and give him thumbs up and all that caper that Mr. Red's always greeting about. Because it's not on. 1 minute you're his best pal, next minute you're off. So I'm backing up Mr. Red there actually. Aye, alright. Right, we're going to leave this now for another 45 minutes to an hour. Probably 45 minutes. Right, I'll get back to you. Right, we might as well get these potato waffle chip doodads that I was telling you about prepared. Right, here we go folks, this is a classic. This is a wee bit of gadgetry for myself. I don't often see gadgets on my channel, but I have a wee swatch at that. Huh? How'd you like them apples? Huh? You like that? What? It's like a wee washboard. It's like an old fashioned washboard for doing your washing. A lot of folk won't know about that, but even I remember that kind of shit. Right, here we go. So watch this. Watch and be amazed. Flip these round. Flip these round so you can be severely amazed. If it works. Right, a bit away. Come on. What's happening? Right. So I've had these potatoes soaking in cold water. So here we go, let's see what happens here. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Oops. Oops. Get that a wee bit of kerfuffle there, folks. I'm going to show you in 2 seconds what's actually happening. Right, so we're just going whee, whee. Actually, it's like magic what's happening here. I'm going to show you in 2 seconds. Right, watch this. Wait to see this. And you already see. I don't know. See that shadow, man? That shadow is proper doing my box right in. I'm going to move these back round this way. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. How cool is that? Can you see that? How cool is that? How does that even do that? I mean, that's some sort of weird wizardry. Some sort of weird magical type. I don't know how that even does that, because look at the blade. Look how the blade is, right? How does that make that? But I think you'll agree, absolutely bloody gorgeous. So I'm going to go on and slice up the rest of these. I'll use another wee swatch here. I know you're dying to see it. These are dying to see it in action again. Well, I'm just worrying about slicing my glove off. Know what I mean? So I'm going to go this way. Oh, nearly sliced myself. Well, you know what I've got? I've actually got a wee kind of... Where is it? I've actually got a wee kind of gallop thing somewhere. Can you find it? I bet I can find it. You know what I mean? 2 seconds, folks. 2 seconds. I'm going to find it. Oh, there's a pure snap. It's always appreciated. Get in there, you're absolutely wrong, man. Yeah, folks are having a wee hissy fit at my draw there. Right, it's cool. I don't know where the wee guard thing is, so I'm just worried about slicing my fingers off. But we're going to still go for it. But I've got a few there so far. There's another nice one. Look at that. How cool is that? Absolutely mind blowing. I had my gloves snipped off there. Absolutely got. I'm not going to go too far because I will end up taking the tip of my finger off. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use that wee bit of kitchen paper as a wee finger protector. Look at that. That's next level. That is next level. You can have all your stand mixers and all your pizza ovens. This thing is next level. Look at that. Right folks, I'm going to jog on and do the rest of these potatoes. I don't think I'm going to use Oreos, but I might as well fry them all up just for the sheer highlight. Another decent one. I'll just toss all these wee daft bits. Right, so I'll get back to these shortly. There these go, folks. There's where potatoes are sorted. How does that gadget even work? How does that even do that? Look at that. Come on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get them into a bowl and we'll get some cold water in there and we'll just let them soak, and then we'll get them out and we'll get them dried on a towel or kitchen paper, whatever's handiest. But I think you'll agree that is bloody fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. How does that even do that? That's absolutely mind blowing. Absolutely bloody mind blowing. There's actually quite a lot here. So that was like 4 kind of small-ish potatoes. They weren't very big potatoes, you know what I mean? Just shows you what we're getting ripped off for these bloody crisp factories and whatever. They're all at it, every one of them's at it. They're bleeding as dry, man. They're all wrongins. Right, I'm going to get this. God, there's more, it's not even finished yet. I'm looking forward to this. Really looking forward to this pizza. I've not actually had a pizza for a while. Never mind a bloody delicious chicken curry pizza. Oh! Oh! And these are just, look at that! Come on, man! Absolutely, come on! What are you even talking about? No hinting, that's amazing. Let me switch it to gadget again. Have a wee bit of a stagger there. Look, how, no, what, come on. How does that even do that? Come on. Okay. Right, that's enough. I'm going to get that rinsed out a couple of times and I'm just going to leave it sitting in cold water for a while. Right, aye. Right, our dough ball has had about 40 minutes and it's looking, it might even be overproofed if I'm honest, but we're going to go with it. We're going to go with it, folks. Right, I'll do a wee swatch. So that's what our dough ball looks like. So what I'm going to do now, so remember I told you, you want the bottom to remain at the bottom at all times. That's a top tip for you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get my wee last bit of semolina. That's all we've got. That's the last of it. That's the last of it, folks. And we'll just spread it out a wee bit. Right. So what we'll do now, we'll get a wee bit on my lifter and we'll get that out of there like that. And already that's, I can tell that's overproofed. Right, but we'll go with it. I'm going to stretch it out a wee bit with your fingertips. And then you pull, turn, a wee pull, turn. You stretch it any way you want. That's a good way to stretch though, is just turning it. You can see we've got some nice bubbles. You can see we've got some nice bubbles, so it's a nice, it should still do a nice pizza. Right, so now what I'm going to do now is get it in my wee plate. As I've all seen before, what I'm going to do first is a wee bit of oil, a wee bit of olive oil, so we're going to get a wee bit of that and get that on my wee plate, just in case there's any stickies. There usually isn't, because I don't clean this plate, I just keep it for pizzas, so it's got a nice kind of, it's kind of been seasoned, if you know what I mean. Right, and we'll get our dough on our plate, and we'll just shape it. Just shape it. And just push it to the edges. Already, I can tell you I've made better already. I can just tell, but we'll see. We'll just go with it. We'll go with the flow. Let's just go. I'm going to get that bit of semolina on there because I quite like the semolina flavour. Some folks say that's the flavour of the semolina, but I totally disagree. And it's got a lovely crunch. It gives you a nice crunch, depending on what grade of semolina you go for. I go for kind of medium. That medium kind of grade. Right, that's for base. Right, what we're going to do now, we're going to get some kitchen paper and we're going to cover it for about 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes, I'm going to get the oven on to preheat. Right? I've not sitting a heavy dish towel or anything on it, nice wee bits of light kitchen paper. So there's what I've done. And I'll get back to these in about 20 minutes. Right, well, pizza base has been resting for about 25 minutes. I've got my potatoes dried, or some of them. Some left in the bowl. Enough to have a wee nibble on with my pizza. I'll no doubt have some nice mint and coriander raita with them. Bloody gorgeous. Aye. So let's have a wee swatch. Right, that's looking not too bad. A wee bit annoyed with this kind of corner here. But there you go, it just makes it look that bit more special, I suppose. Right, I'm going to get this in the oven. And come on. Right, I'm going to get that in the oven, folks. And I'll get back to you when it's going to begin on the hot plate to get the bottom nice and crisp. Right, look at that. It looks really nice actually. Yeah, it actually looks quite nice. So I'll get back to you. Right, I'm going to get the pizza out of the oven. That's the base of a wee bit of a par cooking. And now I'm going to get it on the hot plate. A bit of puffies there. Jesus. So what I do when there's a wee bit of puffage is I get a pot. These are the things you've got to do if you want to make a nice home pizza. I'm not even joking. Right, I'm going to set that on there. And I'm even going to weigh it down. Aye. That's how mental I am. I'm going to weigh it down. I'm going to weigh it down in a jar of Piccadilly. Aye. There you go. Right. So now we've got a pot. It's just to keep that in contact with the bottom. I want to get a nice bit of charred bottom on this pizza. So we're just going to leave that for a wee second though. Once I can start smelling burning, that's a good indication that you're there. We'll keep the oven, keep the old halogen oven on hot. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take that off of there and I'm going to just see if this is loose. There we go. Feel that? It's nice and loose for the plate. I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute and let it get a wee bit of colour. So get back to you. Right, the pizza base is done. So there's a lovely base. Would I like a bit more colour underneath? I don't know if you can see, but there's we've got a bit of, I don't know if you can see underneath there, but we're getting a bit of charredness, a bit of char, a bit of colour. Right, so now, let's get this pizza dressed. I've got the fryer on to get the old waffle chips on the go. So let's get this pizza dressed up. Right, first, I'm going to find a spoon. That would be handy. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm absolutely ravenous. Right, I'm going to get a bit of curry sauce. Look at that curry sauce. Oh, this is going to be our base. This is going to be our sauce. Absolutely knockout. So we'll get that on there. Get it on. Get it all in there. This is going to be epic. Absolutely epic. Right, get our sauce spread about. Get it into all the corners. Get it all in there. You want plenty of that nice sauce. Right, there we go, that's our sauce on. That's our sauce on. Next, just get your handies out and clean. Next we're going to go cheddar cheese. And I found a wee bit of extra virgin olive oil to brush the crust. That's the last of the bottle. We're on the dregs, look. We're on the dregs of the bottle. But there we go, that's how we roll. That's just how we roll here. Right, so we've got our sauce. Look how lovely and soft that crust is. Can you see that? Oh, be real nice and gentle. Right, next we're going to go cheddar cheese. Extra mature Scottish cheddar. Get that on there. Get it spread about. And then we'll get in with our that's what cheddar cheese in. Just going to get a wee spread about. Make sure it's all got a nice wee coating of cheese. Right, then we're going to go in with our chicken for our curry. For my beautiful chicken curry that I hope you've all watched. Absolutely immense. Absolutely epic. Right, oh, this chicken's going on there. I like it. But aye, I mean what I say about Alan's kitchen plate, whatever he's called. Get back into Mr. Red's comments. One minute you're his best pal and the next minute you've buggered off. Not nice. I don't like. Aye. Wido. Get your hands another wee clean. And the fryer is heating up nicely. The ones are wee grand. And next we're going to go with mozzarella. Mozzarella. This is the last of my frozen batch. I had loads of this frozen that I got reduced price. I bought loads of it, so this is the last. That was ages ago. So this is the last of it. So we're going to go mozzarella cheese next. Put as much as or little as you want. See if I can get 2 pizzas out of this bit of cheese, because I can take a dough ball out of the fridge. I've got some chorizo in the fridge, so I can make another pizza. Oh, dropped a bit on the floor. That's never a good thing. Right, that's plenty in it. Remember, that's here in an actual Neapolitan pizza, you get like under 100 grams of cheese. That's why there's never any cheese on an actual pizza that you get, because it's not meant to be. It's meant to be all sauce. Wee fun fact for you folks. Right, that's us. And I think you might agree that that's looking absolutely bloody gorgeous. So I'm going to do now, I'm going to, oops, get a grip. I'm going to, first of all, pick that bit of cheese up and get it in the bin. And then, maybe another couple of wee bits of cheese. A wee bit there, maybe a wee bit there. Maybe a wee bit there. That'll do, that's plenty. And I've still got enough for a pizza. As long as I had a bit of cheddar. Right, so that is our, for God's sake man, that was worth all the time. Right, a wee bit of chilli. A wee bit of chilli here. So I think we'll go a couple of wee bits of chilli. We'll not go mental. Let's not go crazy. Let's not go crazy, folks. We'll get, it's nice for colour, if nothing else. It's really nice for a bit of colour. But there you go, there's my lovely leftovers. Chicken curry leftovers pizza, that'll do. Use a nice swatch. And last but not least, a wee sprinkle of kasuri methi. Oh, just a wee sprinkle. Kasuri methi isn't just for curries, folk. It's basically dried fenugreek. So think on. Right, I'll get this back in the oven and I'll get my waffle chips in. This will only take about 10-15 minutes. Oh, forgetting to do one thing. We're going to get a wee brush since we found some extra virgin. We'll give the crust a wee brush. Oh, pardon me, we're just generously dabbing olive oil on the crust. Nothing spectacular, but it's going to look lovely. Oh, that crust's bloody beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, there we go, that's us folks. Let's get this in the oven and get our wee frazzled chippies, our wee waffle chips in the fryer. Right, in the oven with this bad boy. And we'll get our waffle chips in, folks. Aye. You just want to be a wee bit higher up because that can be arranged. There you go. Oops, 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 oops. Right, there we go. That'll do these. And what I shall do is, I'll just leave them sitting in the basket because I can give the pizza a wee 5 minutes because these are really thin. Look at that, how cool is that? Absolutely amazing. I'm easily pleased. Small minds and all that, carry on. So I'm just going to load them in there. I'm not going to worry about overloading the basket because, as I say, they're really thin and they've got spaces for air and bubbles and fat to get through, so it should actually be really nice. But we shall see. They might be bloody rotten. They might be absolutely horrible. Might be the worst ever. And these potatoes are Osprey. They're not my favourite. These are Osprey, so just in case anybody out there wants to know, Saxon are the best potatoes I've had so far for making like crisps, like actual crisps, like kettle chips, actual amazing crisps. All you need is a wee bit of paprika, a bit of salt. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Right, that's absolutely full to the brim. I've very overloaded it after all. Oops. Just dropped one, but at least not wanting it. It's been dropped in the sink. It's in a basin of soapy water. It's lost. It's gone. It's gone. Right. Let's have a look at the pizza. It's looking good. It's looking good. What a wee swatch. So it's in the old halogen. You've seen me making a pizza before. It's in the old halogen. He's not even going to see it because of the crazy light. There you go. And there's the old. Look at that. How cool is that? How absolutely amazing is that? Absolutely gorgeous. Top notch. Right. Gonna give the pizza a wee couple of minutes, I think. And then we'll get him in. Oh, pardon me. I'm going to pour myself a wee tub of my awesome mint and coriander raita, which is absolutely gorgeous. And a must have for any curry fan. Actually, I must have for any fan of food because it's bloody gorgeous. keep saying gorgeous, I need to stop saying gorgeous all the time. Right, that's for lighter there. We'll get what? Chopping board set from serving platter. Quite like serving up on that chopping board, looks quite cool. Eesh. Right, but we get in with these. You ready? Here we go. The fat's just made it. I need to top that up. Just constantly checking on the pizza. As I say, these could turn out absolutely rubbish. If they turn out rubbish, it's because I've overcrowded the pan. Because they're sliced amazingly, as you know. I'm getting them down on a wee swatch. I'm going to give the crust of the pizza another wee brush of olive oil. It's looking amazing. I'm not going to lie, it's looking absolutely amazing. Still a home oven, you need to remember this is a home oven pizza. It's not a pizza oven pizza. I've not got a pizza oven, dedicated pizza oven, so that is what it is, folks, but it's going to be an absolute beauty. An absolute stonker of a pizza. You can just tell. I can just tell. Just moving these about because, as you can see, there's just barely enough oil, so we'll just need to hope for the best, folks. Just need to hope for the best. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to lift them out and I'm going to turn the temp up full blast. I'm just checking on the pizza. That's looking lovely. That's looking absolutely fantabulous. So I'm just going to let that heat up, show you the wee light. Just going to let that wee light get to green and then I'll get them back in the oil. I'm going to get a bowl with some kitchen paper. So hope everybody's enjoyed this wee video. This is a wee impromptu video. It wasn't really expected, but sometimes the wee videos are the best. Sometimes they're the best ones, they're the ones that you've planned for a week. Not that I've planned any videos for a week. That would be mental. Right, doing a wee bit. Oil's still not red, I'm just doing a wee bit. Probably get the pizza out shortly, just let it rest. It can just sit on the chopping board for a minute. I'll get another wee second. You can see they're starting to colour. But I wish got oil and topped it up with oil, because that's a bit of a letdown, if I'm honest. Right, pizza is done. I'm just going to lift the pizza out and stick it on this chopping board. Oh, that would have been fun. Yeah, I did flap it. There we go, that's perfect. That's not the bloody perfect. I'm going to have to try and rescue it, folks. I've rescued it kinda. Oh dear, dear. I'm just going to spread it a wee bit on the base. I legit wrapped it there, I'm even kidding these on. Legit got wrapped. And because I've had to mix it all about, it's totally ruined the look at it. I'm not going to lie. And even my chips are getting bumped now, look at the state of that. Oh, this is a catastrophe. This is an absolute catastrophe. But we'll stick with it, folks, we'll stick with it. Let's do this. Right, I'm turning them off. I'm turning them off because they're just getting bumped and they're going to carry on cooking a bit touch. But not enough oil in the fryer. That's an extreme rookie error. An extreme rookie error on my behalf. Right, we need a wee swatch anyway, but they actually look quite nice actually. If only I had more oil. Just give my ones a wee grind. Right, here we go. Don't look too bad. Don't look too bad. Just shows you, even professionals like me can have total fails. Well, I'm not even going to call them a fail because they actually look not too bad. Right, let's get the pizza that I dropped in the oven sorted. Right, folks. A wee bit of kitchen paper first, just to kind of mop up some of the oil, quite a lot of oil. But it does look nice, it does look like a nice pizza. Believe it or not, it does look like another pretty good homemade pizza. Just dabbing up some of the oil, quite oily, because of the curry sauce obviously. Right, that'll do it. Right, here's our pizza. Right, here's our pizza, folks. So I think you'll agree, it looks not too bad. Not too bad at all. I've made better, I've made worse. I'm not going to lie. Right. But since we've made it, we might as well dish it up. So what we'll do first is we'll get this bad boy sliced up into 4. Lovely crisp crust. Absolutely bloody gorgeous. Right, we'll leave it there like that. And we'll get what? We'll get our kind of waffle crisps, kind of. They're actually more like, they're actual chips basically, but they're just a really nice cool pattern. But you could make really good crisps out of these if we had the right potatoes, but we've not got the right potatoes. We need some really good potatoes like Saxon or Tyson. Tyson's another absolute cracker. That's plenty butter. They're not going to be crunchy. I could put them in the halogen for a wee, kind of while to dry them out a wee bit, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. And I've not even got any sea salt, I've only got ordinary old table salt, so we're going to have to go with old table salt, folks. That's just how it goes. A wee bit of the old salt there. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm saying gorgeous again. We don't need the chilli. Do we need the chilli? But you know what? Just for sheer colour, because it does really add a bit of amazing colour, the chilli. I can't lie. We'll get a wee bit on there as well. Not saying I'm going to eat the chilli, but we'll put it on for a bit of, pardon me, a bit of nice colour. There you go. That'll do, I'll get a wee bit. That'll do, folks. Let's not get carried away. Right. And there's our wee coriander dip. So there we go. Chicken curry leftover pizza. We mad crazy waffle cut chip things with a few chilies scattered on the top for good measure. Actually looks quite tasty. Right, I'm going to stop these a wee second there again. Right, let's have a wee taste test. Let's have a taste test, folks. Bit of kitchen paper first. Give my nose a wee wipe. Right, first I'm going to try these. Going to dip it into my mint and coriander. A wee bit of crunch. Not too bad. I'm loving the shape. Really nice. Really nice. Man, they're really nice actually. I would totally make them again. Go with a bit of green chilli. They're dangerously. I've got a bit of green chilli. Oh, that's lovely. Right, let's try the pizza. The chip things are actually lovely. Right, that looks really nice. I'm not going to lie. Right, I'm going to eat the bit with the chilli and everything. Oh dear. That is banging. I just knew it would be. I shouldn't have ate that chilli. absolutely gorgeous. That is absolutely delicious. Really, really nice. And these are lovely. And we'll get a bit of red chilli on there. Beautiful. Right, folks. Thanks for whoever's watching. Thanks for whoever's watching. This has been Soup Unit. Leftover chicken curry pizza. Wee mad waffle chip fry crispy things. Wee bit of dip. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Give me a wee shout if you enjoyed it. Give me a wee shout if you didn't enjoy it. Beautiful. Really beautiful. You can dip your crust in there. Oh, my nose is running again. Right, folks. I'm going to love these and leave these, and I'll see you on the next one. Look at that.